money to have babies. And in that same document, a direct connection is drawn between John of God, Epstein, and Oprah Winfrey. If that turns out to be accurate, that is a direct link between Oprah and two of the most notorious figures in child trafficking cases in recent history. Through all of this, Oprah has gone quiet. Very, very quiet. The woman who spent decades making sure the whole world could hear her voice has suddenly become very comfortable staying out of the public eye. Jay-Z, the follower drop that tells its own story. Now we need to talk about Jay-Z, because this one hit different. Jay-Z has been keeping an extremely low profile lately, and when you look at what's been coming out of the Epstein files, you start to understand why. Here's the number that tells you everything. Jay-Z and Beyonce have reportedly shed around 10 million followers combined across their social media platforms. 10 million. That is not a small dip. That is not a bad week. That is people actively walking away from two of the biggest names in music and doing it on purpose.
It appears as though one of those Jay-Z. I mean, come on, one of Diddy's close friends wouldn't be doing this stuff. Epstein files reveal this FBI report, which says in approximately 1994, revealed herself to blank as a past victim of sex abuse by Epstein. One described the abuse occurred during parties. In approximately 1996, blank resided with blank in blank, just to be specific. An unknown man abducted blank from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z.
So what's in the files? Here's what's being reported. The claim comes from a 2019 FBI crisis intake report, a log of an unverified call made to an FBI tip hotline that was archived within the broader Epstein investigation files. Now, that's important context to understand. This is not a sworn statement. It's not a court document. It's a record of a phone call. But here's why people aren't dismissing it. An anonymous woman alleged that around 1996, she was abducted from her home and woke up in what she believed to be Epstein's Florida mansion. She claimed she was in a room with two people, Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z. She alleged she had been drugged, leaving her memory fragmented. And she claimed that while Jay-Z was present in that room, Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted her. That is a devastating claim. And yes, it comes from an anonymous, unverified tip. But given how many claims once called unverified have slowly turned out to have legs, people are not letting this one go quietly. The follower drop alone tells you the court of public opinion has already started deciding what it thinks. The celebrities who are running, a pattern you can't ignore. Now here's where everything connects. Ricky Gervais wasn't just calling out individual people. He was pointing at a whole system. And right now, you can watch that system panic in real time. Because it's not just the names and files. It's what the people connected to those files are doing right now. And when you look at the pattern, it's impossible to ignore.
I can't even cry during this survival episode because it's like Oprah Winfrey, she had these allegations going on for years. You know what I'm saying? And it's just very, very hideous and traumatizing to know that a lot of these things are starting to come out to be true.
Richard Gere just sold his massive compound in Connecticut, and he sold it at a loss. A multimillionaire selling below what he could have gotten. Why would anyone do that? His team says he wants to be closer to his wife's family in Spain. Sweet story, but you don't panic sell a dream home unless you need to move fast. And the timing, exactly 1 month before the Epstein deadline, is very hard to explain away. Eva Longoria has been quietly slashing the price on her Beverly Hills mansion and moving her family between Spain and Mexico. When wealthy people suddenly drop their prices, it means they need to sell now. Not next month, now. She's doing the quiet exit, not making a big announcement, just slowly moving everything away. Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland and said she will never return to the United States. Ever. That's not a vacation. That's not politics. You don't say, "I'm never coming back," unless something is chasing you. And Rosie's been a Hollywood insider for decades. She's been to the parties. She knows the people. So the question has to be asked, does she know what's in those files? Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes are reportedly looking at property in London. They haven't left yet, but the fact that they're even looking tells you something. Maybe they're the smart ones, getting out before the whole thing collapses. And these aren't random coincidences. When you see multiple famous people doing the same things at the same time, selling homes at a loss, moving to countries with no extradition treaties, going silent, disappearing, you're not watching bad luck. You're watching a pattern. This is what people do when they know something bad is coming. They prepare, they protect themselves, they run. If you've been following along from the very beginning, you already knew what time it was. And if you're just catching up now, better late than never. But one thing is certain, Ricky Gervais was telling the truth to the most powerful room in the world, dressed up as a punchline, and not a single person could touch him for it. He deserves his flowers. We should have been paying closer attention from the very beginning.
Were you in the audience for any of Ricky's Golden Globes?
Several times. It was a little bit.
I think it cuts to you in one of them.
I think we need to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know.
I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.
Can run through the valley where the dead leaves lie. You can hide in the smoke where the wild crows cry. You can whisper to the darkness like it's on your side. But truth walks